All right, we're going to talk about division with remainders. This is what this week's lesson is going to be about. Now, just as a review for regular division, got divide, multiply, subtract to bring down for long division. Notice I've got the two of the same problems. I'm going to use one for long division, one for short division, because I know we have kids that like both. So we have two. The first thing we need to do is divide. So we divide 3 by 2. If I had 3 cookies, how many groups of 2 cookies could I pull out of them? You say 1, then you'd be right. So I just divided. The next thing I need to do is to multiply. What do I multiply? 1 times 3. And of course, we know that 1 times 3, or 1 times 2, is 2. So now I just multiplied. What do I need to do next? According to this, I need to subtract. What do I subtract? 3 take away 2. Of course, as we know, 3 take away 2 is 1. So now I just subtracted. What do I do next? Now I need to bring down. What am I going to bring down? I'm going to take this 6 and slide it down here by the 1. So now I've done all of my steps. I just brought down. What do I do next? I start back to the beginning and do it all over again. But this time, dividing, instead of working up here, now I'll work with this number. So divide, now I do 16 divided by 2. And because we know our math facts, we know that 16 divided by 2 is 8. So here we just divide it again. So now we need to multiply. What do I multiply? I need to multiply 8 times 2. And of course we know that's 16. So now just multiply it again. The next thing I need to do is subtract. 16 minus 16 is 0. So I just subtracted and bring down, but there's nothing left to bring down. I have 0 down here, so I am done. So 36 divided by 2 equals 18. And just to check this real quick, if we did 18 times 2, if we do our math right, we should get 36 as our product. 8 times 2 is 16. Drop a 6, carry the 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus the 1 we carried is 36. And it checks out. So real quick, now we're going to come over here to short division, and I'll run through that with you. First thing we do is divide by 3 by 2. We know that to be 1. Get it down here good. 1. Now, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2 multiply. But I needed 3. So what's my difference between 2 and 3? Well, 1, of course. So we take that 1 that we have left over and put it by the 6, making it a 16. So we ask ourselves, how much is 16 divided by 2? And again, of course, is 8. So 2 times 8 is 16. I needed 16. I got 16. And we know that this checks out. So this is regular division that we know of. So far, we haven't had any remainders. So let's see what happens when we do something with remainders. All right, here we have a different problem. Here we have 59 divided by 5. And just like a while ago, I'm going to do long division with one of them and then short division with the other. So to begin with, first thing we need to do is divide. 5 divided by 5. Well, of course we know that's 1. Anything divided by itself is 5, or is itself. Okay, scratch that. Anything divided by itself is 1. There we go. Miss Brooke is getting tongue-tied. So we've divided. Next thing we do was multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. Put that right there. We just multiplied. Now we need to subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. We just subtracted. Next thing we need to do is bring down. What are we going to bring down? We're going to take this 9 and slide it down here. Okay, so we brought down. Now what do we need to do? Now we go all the way back up to the top and divide again. But instead of using these numbers up here, now we use 9. 0 tens and 9 ones. So if I had 9 cookies, how many groups of 5 could I get out of them? 1. You're right. We just divided again. Now we need to multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. Put that down here. We just multiplied. We subtract now. 9 minus 5 is 4. We just subtracted. Now we bring down. We start to bring down. Whoops, there's nothing left to bring down. But look down here. We have a 4. We don't have a 0. We've been having zeros down here when we're done. So what do we want to do with that 4? This is where our remainder comes in. 4 is simply what we have left over. So to indicate that, we put the letter R for remainder and whatever we have left over as a remainder. If the last number that you work with, when you have no other numbers to bring down, if this is anything but a 0, you need to write remainder then whatever the number is. So let's do short division. To start with, we just do the same thing, 5 divided by 5, because we know that anything divided by itself is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. We needed 5, we got 5. Nothing to carry over, so let's just slide on over to the 9. 9 divided by 5, we can only get one group out of it. 1 times 5 is 5, but we needed 9. What's our difference? Of course, we know it was 4. But I don't have any other numbers over here to slide it over with, like we did in our other short divisions. So that 4 that we have left over, instead of sliding it over here because we have nowhere to slide it to, we simply write R4. Now to check our division with remainders, we simply multiply our dividend by our quotient. I'm sorry, scratch that. We multiply our divisor by the quotient and then add the remainder in. So what we're going to, if we do it right, we should get the dividend. So what we're going to do, 5, scratch that, 11 times 5. Now we know 11 times 5 is 55. But wait, up here it's 59. This is why we have to add that remainder back in. Plus the remainder equals 9, 5. So here we have 59, 59. And so it checks out.